Hey there, my name is Lea and here are my 5 tips on how you can market yourself as a freelancer. Number 1, identify your niche. Before you start doing any work and start checking off your to-do list, consider what brought your idea into your head in the first place. Think about your deeper why and what it means to you and your business. Take a moment and think about what is your vision and how are you going to achieve it. Vision is a legacy you want to leave behind. Mission is a plan of how you're going to achieve it. So now we have our vision and now we need to define what our mission is. Think about the mission as actionable steps towards achieving our vision. Mission can be a business plan, can be a to-do list, can be anything that gets you to your goal. Tip number 2, set goals that feel good to you. Do you ever set goals for yourself based on what you think you should do instead of what you want to do? Or you set your goals with such huge expectations that you never end up completing them? Or maybe you set too many goals, so then you're trying to do them all, but you end up doing nothing. Well, I experienced every single one of those pain points. And to avoid that, make sure you follow those 3 steps. First, set goals based on your values. Number 2, set goals that they feel like a stretch, but not stress. And number 3, set goals that are specific, but not prescriptive. My tip number 3 is to create content that can be repurposed. Repurposing content means creating one piece of content that you can repurpose for different social media channels and different accounts. To give you an example how that works is, let's say you create a newsletter. You write an article and then you use parts of this article for different platforms. So you can use this article for creating a podcast. You can turn this podcast into a YouTube video. You can use parts of this YouTube video for Instagram posts. And there you go. You have a week worth of content by just doing one job. So my tip number 4 is to start a newsletter. This might sound really old school, and it is, but it's also really relevant. And here's the reason why. Think about your newsletter as your 1,000 true fans. 1,000 true fans strategy means that those 1,000 people, they're going to be your customers forever. And if you have your newsletter, it means that people who are subscribing to your news and subscribing to your, channel, it means that they want your special treatment for you, which means that when you sell a product or when you launch a product or when you release a line or whatever it is that you're doing, those 1,000 people will be there for you and have your back. If you already have an established fan base, I would suggest you start with Substack. Substack is a great way to monetize your newsletter, and it's also a great way to establish yourself as an authority in your field. I'm a big fan of Substack and I think you should do it. So that's number 1. Then number 2 is Medium. If you start posting on Medium, it means that your content is very searchable, so everyone can access it. Number 3, ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels is a newsletter provider that helps you grow your email list. I'm a big fan of ClickFunnels because it not only allows you to run your newsletter, it's programmed so it's building your email list. My tip number 5 is use ads to distribute your content. So I would suggest that if you're still looking to define who your audience is, spend £20 on AdWords and really niche down and find who your audience is. It will give you the reach that you need in order to get the content in front of people that will appreciate it. Try and spend at least £20 a month to just defining who your audience is and showing your content to the relevant people. When you invest your money in ads, it doesn't mean that you're throwing money away. It means that you are investing in your reach, which means that you are bringing more traffic to your website and your content, and more traffic means more sales, and more sales means more money. If you're a beginner, use Facebook and Instagram. There's this thing called Facebook Business Manager. You can run all your ads on there. LinkedIn and Twitter ads are really cool. And if you're a little bit more of a pro, use Google AdWords. Thank you so much for tuning in, and make sure you head over to UnderPinned for more tips on how to freelance.